Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our Madden 21 Houston Texans franchise. We have had a big winning streak going. We've won 3 in a row, pulling off a dominating win against the Lions on your Turkey Day, Thanksgiving afternoon. And so now we're getting set and ready to play the Indianapolis Colts. But before we do, we're going to start looking at making some signings. Our guys have been playing pretty decent. Mr. Taquan Lewis there has been a pretty dominant force up the middle, especially for coming in as a free agent and being 72 overall. And then Zach Cunningham, one of our main middle linebackers that we have. He still struggles with the pass coverage, but it's something that I think before his injury, he was one of our top linebackers and made a big impact for us. And so I went on ahead and gave him a contract. And then same thing with Mr. Vernon Hargraves. Now, just to lower the impact on the cap space, I always like to extend the years, and then just add a tidbit to the salary and the signing bonus. And they tend to sign. Little tip if you're trying to sign people. Except for like your big time dudes, this is how you sign your average guys that you want to try to develop. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. Mr. Brennan Scarlett and Dylan Cole are probably going to be the only other signings that we do. And I'm not even certain on if I'm going to end up signing them to a contract. But that's just kind of how it plays. And then last week, Mr. Garyon Connolly with 12 tackles and a pick 6 made Defensive AFC Player of the Week in our 31-16 two-score domination of your Detroit Lions. So now we're going to be looking at doing some scouting. We need help on the offensive line. I do think we have a decent left tackle, but it's something that we just need to look to see if there's anybody else that we can try to get as a solid backup. Just see what's out there. If anything, we get somebody that's pretty good. We can always shift them around to another position. That's never been an issue, especially with the offensive line. You don't see much of a change between moving a tackle to a guard or, say, a guard to a center. You just don't see a big change in their overall stats and their overall ratings. So that's kind of what we're looking for, just knowing we need to get some depth because injuries have been an issue for us, and I have a feeling they'll probably continue to be an issue for us. But we're just taking a look at what's available. You never know. All right? You never know. So that's why we got to do it. And now, since we've re-signed some guys, we've done our scouting. Now we're going to jump into it as we are back in Houston playing division rival, also 6-5 in the lead with us for the AFC South Division, Indianapolis Colts. And we are going to get underway by getting the ball to start this game. We'll hand it off to the right side and DJJ gets nowhere. Although that's pretty standard for us, so yeah, that's our basic maneuver. Try to get 1, maybe 2 yards per rush, it seems like. But we're stubborn. We're hard-headed, so we stick with the run. And here we come with the pass on this one to Randall Cobb, who's been a big playmaker for us all season since he got in the game after we traded Kenny Stills. And he will pick up a big first down for us here on our opening drive, bringing us 3 new ones. So here, just a minute into the game with our first down, and we take it from the shotgun. And Watson will get the ball. He'll drop back, and he will throw the pass, and Fuller will get another big play as we get across the 50-yard line, or just to it. And now, after a massive sack, we're at 2nd and 21. And Watson will heave that up, and Fuller could not come down with it. We just couldn't make that play. Trying to go deep. That's just the way it happens. At least it did not get intercepted. So now with a 3rd and 21, this one's going to be dang near impossible to complete. But let's see what we can try to pull off. Send Fuller coming across the field. We will drop it, and it's going to be picked off. They will jump that route, and they will get in front of us. And we missed the first tackle, but we will get them with our second attempt at a tackle. And the first interception of the game brings Indianapolis to our 37-yard line. Mr. Phillip Rivers is under center for them now this season and having a pretty decent year. In this game, like I said, they are 6-5, tied with us for the lead of the AFC South. And man, it's just one of those things when you're playing on all Madden, you just really hope that Phillip Rivers isn't one of these boosted up guys, since he is a very experienced quarterback. And on their second play after the turnover, they will hit him on the corner route to the 3-yard line with the 24-yard reception. That is not how you want to start out this game. 2 plays, and they are already down to our 3. And now they have us at 1st and goal. We're only 5 minutes into this game. And they will hand it off and power right through our linebackers to get into the end zone. That is not how you want your first defensive stand to go after your first offensive, stand ends up in a turnover. All right, so we're back at it, trying it again. Our second drive of the game will take over at the 29-yard line. And Watson's in the shotgun, and we'll drop back to pass. And we try to run, but a second too late as they get through and get another big sack by Autry to bring us down and create a 2nd and 15. This game is not starting out like we need it to. We've got to seriously turn some things around. And now we're going to roll out to our right. We have Cooks coming across the field, but we just can't hit him on the run. He was wide open, and we couldn't pull it off. Now we have a 3rd and 15. This is our second drive of the game. We've held the ball for just over a minute in total. So now from 3rd and 15, Watson will take the snap, and we'll start rolling out to our left. We've got nowhere to go, so we do dump it across the middle of the field with a dangerous throw to DJJ, who will get tackled, and we will have to punt the ball away to Indy as they will take over at the 18-yard line. And so now for their next play, as they may get a big pass off. Phillip Rivers on point, 2 for 2 for 41 yards today to Mr. T.Y. Hilton for 17 yards and a first down all the way to the 35. So now they have another 1st and 10 here at the 35-yard line, and this time they will hand it off. We get a big hit on him. Big hit by Bernardrick McKinney, and that will not force a fumble, because why would it? We never force fumbles. No different than usual, and now they have a 2nd and 5. All right, so now from the 2nd and 5, Rivers in the shotgun. We will get pressure, and he kind of tripped over his own guy, but Ross Blacklock will be credited with the sack on that one. That was kind of embarrassing to see, but it happens. And now that brings up a 3rd and 11, a big stop for us and a chance to reclaim some of this momentum that we kind of lost from that interception and touchdown, followed by our poor offensive performance. And now they hit T.Y. Hilton coming across, and we will get him stopped short of the yard to gain, and they will punt the ball away to us as we will take over at our own 17-yard line. And we'll hand it off with a big hole up the middle, and DJJ picks up some good yardage. He's got 3 rushes for 26 yards on the day. We need to keep handing it to him. And now we have another 1st and 10 from our 32. Watson back in the shotgun. We'll be trying to bring Fuller across on the drag route to see if we can't get him in a little bit of open space and then give him some wiggle room. And we do drop the ball off to him, but he's only able to get 8 yards. And that'll take us to the 40 and bring up a 2nd and 2 on this drive where we need a score. All right, now from the pistol formation. Watson gets set. And he takes the snap, and he will hand it off to DJJ, who gets stuffed in the backfield for it says no gain. It really was a loss. I think we all saw that. And that'll bring up a big 3rd down where we need to convert because we cannot afford to go down by multiple scores. All right, 3rd and 2, getting some slants going across the field, rolling out to the left, and we're going to go ahead and take it to slide down for the first down. as that'll be a big play for us. Even though it only was about 7 yards, that will be a big play for us. So that is a whole new set of downs on this 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. Watson in the shotgun takes the snap again, and we get a quick pass off to Cobb this time, who will get tackled out of bounds. Watson is 6 for 9 for 44 yards with obviously the 1 interception. And that has been a problem for us all season. That's not really to credit Watson with the interceptions. I think we all can admit that's more on me for making stupid decisions. Like that one was, as that gets picked off as we try to dump it off to the running back, and they will take that one to score. As computer starts to die a little bit, it picks up as we are now down 14-0. Even the computer did not want to see that play happen. So here we are with a couple minutes remaining in the 1st quarter, and we're going to roll out to the right, and we're going to run it with Deshaun Watson as we get a big gain on that run, bringing up a 1st and 10 for us at the 43-yard line. And that is what we needed to see. We are down by 14 points, but I have to be careful. I cannot afford a fumble to be lost and another turnover. So now we take it from the shotgun again, looking to hand off to DJJ to get this running game going, and we will pick up some decent yards for a 1st and 10 run as we get 4 yards to bring up a 2nd and 6. And once again, we're coming from the shotgun, 3 wide, 1 tight end, DJJ in the backfield, and Watson will take the snap and starts rolling out to the right. We'll dump it off to our tight end, Fells, as he gets a big 1st down for us. Now a little bit later in the drive, we have ourselves here a 1st and goal from the 3 as we are now in the 2nd quarter. And DJJ runs up the gut to the 1. 7 rushes for 37 yards on the afternoon. Still needing to get a big score. Y'all know me. I like to power these things home if we can. I'm just afraid the evidence has showed we normally can't power it home. So we're going to spread this out wide with 4 wide and try to get this running game some movement. And we do. And this time we get in DJJ with the touchdown for Houston, bringing us the score to 14-7, cutting their lead in half. And so on the ensuing drive, they try to run the screen pass, but we had that blocked up, and then Ross Blacklock gets in for his 2nd sack of the game. He's only had 2 tackles here so far, and they have been big ones, as we have him backed up with a 2nd and 14. There are just under 12 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Get lots of pressure, but I completely whiff on the tackle, and that allows Rivers to get the ball to T.Y. Hilton, looking embarrassing, like I tripped over my own feet with J.J. Watt, unable to bring him down for a 2nd play in a row, and that results in a big 1st and 10. So that's kind of how my defense has been all season, I think. We can all kind of agree on that. We are one of the worst defenses in the league as far as turnover creation goes and points scored or points allowed and all that. So that kind of is on par with how we've been all year. But we are still tied for the lead of our division. There's still hope. And we need to stop this drive. They have a 2nd and 6. And we get some good movement on the line, but we're just not able to get the tackle in the backfield as they run it up the middle for about 4 yards to bring up a 3rd and 2. Now Indy, we got to get a stop on them. This is 3rd and 2 from the 46. And they'll drop back to pass. Rivers hits his receiver over the middle for a big gain as they have a 1st down. And Rivers is 5 for 5 for 79 yards. Now a little bit later in the drive, if they've been wearing down the clock and wearing out our defense, Rivers with the 1st and 10, as he will throw it to Mr. T.Y. Hilton on the left side, who gets stopped at the 3, bringing up another 1st and goal. We just can't get the pressure right now that we're needing, and Rivers is getting rid of the ball too quickly. So on this 1st and goal, they'll hand it off, and we get Watt in the backfield to stop him for a big loss of only 1 yard, it seems like, although they once again credit it with no yards lost. It's still a loss of 1, at least in my heart it is. And so now with a 2nd and goal from the 3, Rivers back in the shotgun, as they're going to hand it off again, and we will stop him, but he rolls on top of us over into the end zone. as they will now take a 2-score lead, once again making the score 21-7. And on our ensuing drive, our first play with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter, we'll run the ball and get about 3 yards, trying to work some clock and wear this team down. That is the whole point of our running game, as long as it, works, and it hasn't been. So now we leave Watson alone in the backfield. We're going to roll out to the left, and we try to get the throw off, and they will bat it down, causing it to be incomplete, as it is now 3rd and 7 from the 28-yard line of our side of the field. There's still 4 minutes to go in this game. We still have a lot of room. There's a lot of football left, so if we don't get a score, we could do something, but our defense hasn't been playing all that well. And Watson will roll out to the right and get hit hard at the 34, bringing up a 4th and 1, as we're not able to get that first down. But we say we will not let that stop us. Our tribute to Fullback University, run it right up the gut with the big fella, as we pick up what we need to get the first down after the gain of 2 yards by Gillespie, our fullback, coming through when we need him the most. So now with a new set of downs, just over 3 minutes to go in the half, Watson in the backfield in the shotgun. As we do the play action, we roll out to the right, and we have nobody available, and Watson's going to run to, and he fumbles. He's going to fumble the ball, and there's a mad scramble, and Indy will pick it up, as that is another turnover for us, and Indy will start their drive at the 40-yard line, 40 yards away from extending their lead. They'll hand it off going down the right side, and a big open hole leads to a massive gain on the ground, as their running back has 9 rushes for 40 yards. I mean, that's Hines as their running back, it seems like. I forgot what his first name is, though. But we'll just call him the Indy running back. I don't need to say his name. And now they run a screen pass to the right, but we do get that one read, and we get that one stuffed for a loss of 1. Not as stuffed as I had originally thought. But, hey, loss is a loss, right? So now 2nd and 11. 2 minutes to go, and they could not get the snap off before that 2-minute warning. So we are still down by only 2 scores, but that is 2 scores more than what we need to be down. So with the 2nd and 11 from the shotgun, Rivers will take the snap, and he'll kind of scramble backwards, and he'll heave it up, and we will get the interception. Roby's got the interception. He's running down the left sideline. He makes one man miss, cuts it back, and he gets tackled at about the 33-yard line after the interception and the big return. Roby's 3rd interception of the season, and that will take us to halftime, because we do not do anything with that ball afterwards, as we will be trailing 21-7 in this game. This is a big game for the division, and we need to step up and play better. And now for scores from around the league, looking at division foe Tennessee, as they are tied up with the 6-5 Browns. Mayfield with 3 TDs and an interception. Tannehill only with 2 TDs and an interception. So good game going on in Nashville. Next game, we're looking at the Redskins at the Steelers, as the Redskins 3-8 are leading the 5-6 Steelers. Dwayne Haskins with the touchdown. Roethlisberger, 128 yards. And the next game, another division foe, Jacksonville playing at Minnesota with the 14-10 lead. Minshew Mania with the TD and interceptions, followed by Cousins with the TD and an interception as well. And so that will take us here to the 3rd quarter, where Indy will start out with the ball at the 19-yard line, and they will hand it off with a big hole on the right side, and they get some movement going. Hines with a big gain all the way down to the 34, gain of 15 yards, bringing up another 1st and 10 for the Colts. And now Rivers from the shotgun, 2 tight ends. And Rivers will take the snap, and he kind of stands around and dumps it off to one of his tight ends who's wide open over the field, and I go diving off into nowhere just to make it look like we're giving it an effort. And that's a big gain, bringing them all the way to the 44 yard line. And so now in the next play with the 1st and 10, we get some good pressure, and Rivers will actually miss the ball. He's only missed 2 all day, the interception and that one. He's 13 for 15 on the afternoon. Now we have ourselves a 2nd and 10, needing to hold them, needing to prevent them from extending their lead to 3 scores. That is going to be a big thing for us. J.J. Watt gets off the ball, but we're unable to get the pressure, and Merciless cannot make the turn to get the tackle quick enough as they gain some extra yards, and that'll give them a big 1st and 10 from the 31. And so now on the next play, we get moving again, but they hand the ball off right up the gut, and Hines with a big gain running straight through the big hole, as he now has 11 rushes for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns this afternoon. Our rush defense looking quite porous. And so here on 1st and 10 from the 13, they toss it to the left, and they have everybody blocked up. We don't have anybody around that could even sniff his fart. And Hines will get into the end zone for his 3rd rushing TD of the game, as we now trail 28-7. And we were on such a good run. And there's still 12 and a half minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, but it's not looking good for us, especially after that big sack, and they're taking selfies on us. That is ridiculous. 2nd and 20 now from our own 15. Can this get any worse, I ask of you, ladies and gentlemen? And we'll take the snap, and we will drop the ball off, and Cobb actually came down with that. That was so close to being intercepted, but Cobb makes the catch and brings up a 3rd and 9, which isn't really manageable, but it's way better than 3rd and 20. And so now with a 3rd and 9, Watson will take the snap, and then we will dump the ball off, incomplete, could not hit Fuller because of the pressure, and so Indy will get the ball back, as we will find him at the 40-yard line here in the 3rd quarter. They dump it off, but not quite well enough, and we will get the interception. And Watkins is running it back, and he will get tackled at about the 19-yard line, as we are now in the red zone after that big defensive play. And so on our ensuing drive, here with a 1st and 10, Watson drops back, and we will hit Cooks coming across left to right on a big passing play as he gets the tackle at the 4-yard line. Oh, wow, we are trying to reclaim some form of momentum since we have lost everything in this game. I would assume we also lost the coin toss, which is why we received it first. So now on 1st and goal, 10 minutes to go. Watson drops back, and we will hit Cobb coming across the middle for the touchdown. We are going to cut their lead in half, making it 28-14 Indianapolis. Still 10 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. And so now on the next drive, Rivers will take the snap, and he'll drop it off to his receiver, who handles our beastly hit like it was nothing and continues to move forward. And that'll bring up a big 2nd and 4 from the 27. Our defense is needing to get stops. We cannot allow these types of pass plays to happen anymore. Just cannot do it. And now they'll run the ball to the right on the toss, and our defensive back for some reason got sucked in and didn't go out to make the play, as they get a big rush on that one, as that one will put Hines over 100 yards for the day. But unfortunately, that is all they do. Well, unfortunate for them, that's all they do, and they end up having to punt it back to us. And our first play, we have a pass batted down, but Fuller makes the extra effort to get the reception and actually pick up the 1st down. He caught the ball back by where we threw it, just used pure athleticism to get moving down the field. And that'll give us a 1st and 10 from the 36. There's still 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Lots of football left. We had to stop on them after that big offensive run, and now our offense is starting to take over on this game. And Watson runs up the middle for about 7 yards, as he will bring up a good 2nd and 3 play for us. And that will be big, because we need as many manageable downs as we can get. So now with the 2nd and 3 from the 43, we're looking to change some plays up, get some routes moving. Watson from the shotgun will take the snap, and we'll get Cobb coming across the middle, who gets in a foot race away from his man, tries to make another one miss, and is unable to, as that gets us a big 1st down. And now a little later in the drive, we have the ball at the 13-yard line. Watson gets a snap in the pistol, and he's going to run it in picture-perfect blocking. Watson gets another rushing touchdown for him on the season, as we have cut the lead for Indy and only down to 7. We're making some movement. We're keeping some dang momentum going. As Indy will take over, and Rivers will run and slide because he's not known for being a speedster. And that'll give them a 2nd and 6. They only have a 7-point lead, so if our defense wants to, if we can make another stop, start reclaiming some more of this momentum. And Rivers gets hit and heaves that one out of bounds on that 2nd and 6 play. But if we can recapture momentum in this thing, we may be able to put up another score and tie it. Oh my goodness. Now Rivers from the shotgun on a 3rd and 6. As he'll take the snap and he patiently waits, and T.Y. Hilton has nobody around him as he gets down to the 50, shattering our dreams with a single play. And now a little bit later, we are here at the start of the 4th quarter. Indy's at the 15-yard line with the 2nd and 5. They'll hand it off to Hines, who gets stopped short for about a 1-yard gain. So that brings up a big 3rd and 4. We are needing a big stop right now to see if we can't continue our comeback in this game. And on 3rd and 4, Rivers will snap it and hit his tight end, who, God, no matter how many times we hit stick people, truck people, they never fumble. Mr. Dylan Cole with the beastly smash there, but just could not jar the ball loose, as Indy now has a 1st and goal, and Rivers will be in the shotgun with 3 wide, Hines in the backfield with him. And Rivers will take the snap and he'll roll out to his left, and he looks and he'll drop it to the same tight end who stood there for a second, breaks a tackle and gets maybe a yard or so, give or take. But that will bring up a good 2nd and goal. Now there's still 13 minutes in this game, so a score now isn't the worst thing in the world. We have time as long as we can make a stop. And Hines, oh my goodness, let records start getting set. Hines gets his 4th rushing TD of the game, if that was Hines. It looked like him. So they now have a 2-score game again. And for some reason, I still decide to run the ball. I'm still not exactly sure why. But hey, it gets us a 1st down now to the 38, as we are here with 13 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, trailing by 14 points. We need more than 1 point per minute for the rest of this game to even have a chance to tie. Now Watson with the snap almost throws an interception again. That almost put the game away for them. Ooh, that makes me nervous. Cannot be making throws like that. I just didn't see him and I let it go, and couldn't ask for anything more lucky. Now they bring some pressure, but Watson is able to scramble out to the right and get some good yards, bringing it to a 3rd and inches. We shall not be denied on this drive. And for 3rd and inches, we're going to take in the pistol formation. And we end up hitting Cobb coming on the slant. Pretty quick and easy pass. He was wide open. And Watson with 202 yards on the day, but multiple interceptions that really set us back in the 1st quarter and 1st half in general. So now on our next play from the 48-yard line with the 1st and 10. Now we'll hit Cobb coming across the middle again, who gets some separation and is finally brought down at the 28. Big play for us on a 1st and 10, taking us to another 1st and 10 and closer to the end zone. There's still now about 10.5 minutes left in this last quarter of this game, still trailing by 2 touchdowns, needing something big to happen. Watson takes the snap and drops it off to our running back, and it's going to be intercepted again. Oh my goodness, our 3rd interception. That was a great play though. I mean, I don't know how he did that, to be honest with you. I really don't. You know, I've seen those things happen all year. Well, this is what happens when we're on defense. T.Y. Hilton wide open over the middle, getting a big gain. As it's now 1st and 10 for Indy. They have a 2-score lead. There's under 10 minutes left in this game. And we're going to try to mix up our pressure a little bit, get some defensive line movement, and Hines bust up the field for another big gain. We've allowed 126 yards on the ground today. We've been number 9 in the league with rush defense, so we're not really holding steady to what we can do. Now for a 2nd and inches. Rivers will drop back and hand the ball off, and we will hit him hard. And that one to bring him down, as that'll give him a 1st and 10 on that play. Now we find him at a 3rd and 9. And from the shotgun, Rivers will take the snap, and T.Y. Hilton will drop the ball. That is incomplete. Incomplete, and they have to punt the ball to us. 7.5 minutes to go, trailing by 2 scores. There's still hope. And Watson from the pistol, he'll take the snap. And we hand it off, trying to keep him honest at least, keep him a little bit guessing, as we'll run up the gut. Now our starting center gets hurt. You've got to be kidding me. Down by 2, 7 minutes to go. Our starting center is hurt. God, goodness gracious. All right. Oh well, the show must go on. Watson takes the snap again, rolling out to his right. And we find our receiver wide open, but we cannot deliver it to Kiki QT as we throw him out of bounds. And we're now at a 3rd and 6. The lights are starting to come down in Houston. Things are starting to get gloomy. And now 3rd and 6, we're going to be making some changes, trying to bring Cobb across on that slant, see if we can't get separation. And we don't, but there's a huge hole, and Watson will run up the middle to get a big 1st down, and now we're going to hurry this up a little bit. There's under 7 minutes to go in this final frame. Watson making adjustments at the line as we take the snap, and we're going to hand it off. And we had a little hole, but that got filled up pretty quick, as we're going to continue to go with the no huddle, most likely for the remainder of the game. And here we are calling some more adjustments, getting everybody set up for what we need to be done. Watson drops back, and he'll roll out to the right. There's not really anybody there, but we heave it down the field to Fuller, who's going to make a great catch at the 8-yard line. Fuller made the catch. 48-yard reception. Watson to Fuller. That takes us to a goal-to-go situation. 6 minutes to go in this game. Now in the next play, Watson from the shotgun hits Fuller again. 2 plays in a row and a touchdown. 56 yards on 2 plays. We are back in this, down only by 7 with 6 minutes to go. Now Rivers, he takes over with the ball, and he will throw it out to his tight end, who somehow is always wide open and makes an amazing catch. And we bring him down quickly and stop him at the 41-yard line. That seems to be the standard way Madden works out. Your guys are covered, their guys are open. And now we're dealing with all of that. They will run up the ball up the middle, and we'll get a stop after a few yards to bring up a 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line. Now there's less than 5 minutes to go in this game. Rivers from the shotgun with 3 wide, as he'll take the snap, and he will hit the out route to Hilton, who gets a big gain, but Hargraves will blast him out at the 43, not letting anything, stop him on that one, unleashing all that frustration. Now Rivers is alone in the backfield. He throws a quick pass, and we once again crush their receiver, who happened to be Hines, and he will hold on for a 6-yard gain, bringing up now a 2nd and 4. We're trailing by 7. There's just about 4 minutes to go in this game, and we're going to get some pressure on Rivers, and J.J. Watt will get the sack, his 2nd sack of this game, as that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 with just about 4 minutes to go. And let's get ready for this one, ladies and gentlemen. This could be a game decider, quite possibly. Now there's 3 minutes and 40 seconds left. And we're going to bring Ejiofor off the edge. And we get some good movement and pressure on him. And Rivers, and we're going to get the sack, and he fumbles it. J.J. Watt's going to pick it up. 40 yards to the house. 25, 15, 10, 5. We have a tie ball game here in Houston. The improbable has happened. No fat ladies are singing this afternoon. Not yet, tied at 35 each. And Indianapolis with the ball remaining and 2 minutes to go in this game, as they are trying to put us away, but our defense is going to have to step up big. Now Rivers from the shotgun. 2 minutes to go. He'll drop back for the pass, and he'll dump it off to the left, and their tight end makes a good catch, but comes down short of the line to gain, as that'll bring up a 3rd and 6 with 1.5 minutes left. Now Rivers quickly takes a snap, and he will get hit as he throws, and that one will fall incomplete. We will get one more shot at this, starting at the 4-yard line. We will have to go 96 yards for a touchdown and a win. And our first play is a run for 1. So that's not how you want to start out. That does not feed off the momentum we've been building. We've scored 14 points in this quarter, and we got 50 seconds to put up some more. On a 2nd and 9, Watson in the shotgun. We cannot get sacked because that will be a safety. And this time we hit our running back going out to the right, DJJ, with a big gain to the 17, and he gets out of bounds, stopping the clock. And this is going to be an important down right here. We do have 3 timeouts, but we only have 38 seconds. So whenever we use them, it needs to be purposeful. And now we'll drop the ball off, and it's almost intercepted. Oh, my goodness. That was a horrible pass. Stupid passes like that cost you games, and that almost happened to us right there. So now with a new set of life about us on our 2nd and 10, Watson will get the snap, and we'll run up the middle. They open up a hole, and he will slide down after a big 1st and 10, and we will call a timeout. 26 seconds left. 35-35, and we are on the 35-yard line. Watson in the shotgun. 3 receivers out to his left. He'll take the snap. And we have Cook open up. He makes the catch down to the 41. 20 seconds remaining in this game. Cooks with the big play as we called the timeout to stop that clock. Oh my goodness, we are almost in field goal range. And on our next play, we got 5 wide. Watson is alone in the backfield. He'll take the snap. And we're reading that defense. And Watson scrambles to his left. And he sees the man open. And he will get to Fells, who's deep down the field, as he will get thrown out of bounds at the about 5-yard line. And there's a flag for roughing the passer. I cannot believe it. And we will accept it as that takes us to the 3. And not knowing if the clock stopped, I called my last and final timeout. So I will go ahead and kick this field goal with 12 seconds remaining. And Indy is going to try to ice us. This is amazing, ladies and gentlemen. 17 points in 10 minutes here in Houston is what we're trying to do. We've got 14 of them. As they try to freeze us out, we aim it up. And we get the snap. And we kick it through. Fairbairn with the winning field goal, as that will end this game 38-35. Watson with 4 interceptions, but multiple touchdowns. And what a defensive stand we had at the end. Bend but don't break all the way is what we did today, and somehow we escaped with a victory. And we really more or less outplayed them at 322 and 180 to their 304 and 139. They did have the 5 takeaways, but we also got turnovers from them. We ended up getting 4 turnovers from them today, and that was the difference maker. And now we're going to take a look at doing some upgrades, as Mr. Laramie Tunsil, our left tackle, has earned himself an upgrade point. And we will get his pass protector upgraded, because that is something we really need. Now our free safety, Justin Reed. He has also got himself, he's an 84 overall. Zone is what we're going to upgrade for him. And that'll make improvements for his awareness, strength, tackling, and his zone coverage. Now we have Titus Howard, our right tackle. He's only a 74, but if we upgrade the proper one, we can get some movement on him. As we do upgrade his agile, he becomes 75 overall. And Brandon Dunn, one of our defensive tackles who doesn't see a whole lot of playing time. Mr. Big 7-0 overall. We're going to upgrade his run stopper because that's what we need our tackles to be. And that will get us through to this next game. What an amazing first game against Indianapolis we had. And that is how you have to handle teams in your division. We've lost almost we have lost every other division game except for this one, as that will lead also to a big loss of Nick Martin. We did have him go down, but we'll be taking on the Bears in our next episode. And I'm not going to lie, I can't handle too many more games like that one was. I really can't. Between my Houston Texans having a game like that, my Dallas Cowboys having games like they had against Atlanta, I just don't know if I can take this football season. This is beyond ridiculous, is all I'll say. So thank y'all for joining us. I'll see y'all in the next episode against the Chicago Bears. And until then, remember to like and subscribe. And as always, everybody, stay safe. And, well, later, y'all.